Hi guys, sorry, just plugging in some power there. And yeah, we are having a great time here. So we're now on part 3 of chatting with Bonnie from Death Valley. Um, just trying to get my phone to sit right. Hey,
I got to get something I wanted. Can we?
Yeah, get it.
Sorry,
I was just plugging in some power.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hello. Hey, Joshua. Hello.
Oh wait.
Hey. People popping in. Yeah, so this is part 3 of Renee and Bonnie's never-ending wormhole. This is what I said, didn't I? I did say that if we were in real life, this would be an all-day event.
That's cool. This is so much fun.
We're just like.
It's cool. It feels like hanging out. Like.
Yeah, and that's what all of these like interviews are supposed to like be like, you know, like because these are mostly like people that I've hung with or like talked to, and so yeah, they've been doing like yeah, it's been going really well because a lot of people have been writing and saying like they're so cool because they're just like a conversation, like hanging out and stuff, and so people are talking about just whatever and like not being so conscious and like scripted questions and you know that kind of thing, and I guess it's because like that's the kind of stuff I want to see when I'm watching like interviews and stuff. Like I want to know like, hey, what is it doing, like, you know, like what is this person like what are they doing, and like, you know, like they're a human being and they have all these other cool things that they're doing, and you know, not just like, so when's your single dropping? You know, and like, you know, like when's your single dropping? Like when's the film clip come out? Like that stuff's, you know, obviously super important too. But like when you're doing like when you're doing, you know, random like interview cool stuff like this, it's like why not use it to just for fun, like and do something different. Let's like, you know, it's like that kind of stuff I always do. The like, you know, like I always do the whole like, I mean, I don't think I've never posted something about one of your new singles. You know what I mean? It's like, that's just normal.
So, yeah, well, thank you. It's so cool. Like, yeah, this time, it's cool to realize, I guess, and this is so shitty, is our first record came out, like, I think June 11th, and I forgot because there was a lot of other stuff going on, but it's like there's so many people like you that we've been friends with for, I think that's been 5 years now.
Yeah, because I was like, I was looking back and I think it was 2014, 2013 or something.
Okay. So yeah, maybe not 5 years, more than that.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, it's so crazy though. It's like yeah, it's a really, it's interesting how many, you know, like just even going to different countries and how like you're like, oh yeah, like I never thought I would, and it's like, oh yeah, I only did because of like being in a band, you know, and like and that's just become normal now, which I think is funny because I used to make fun of people that are like, well, when I was in France, blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, like I get it.
Yeah, we know you went to France.
Yeah, totally. But now it's like, yeah, I've been to France like 4 times, you know, like for sure.
I'm gonna boost my seat up a bit, you know.
But yeah, it's like it's just weird how all of these things and like being home and kind of processing, or I don't even know processing, but just like like, okay, last year on this day, like we were in Europe, like the year before that we were in Europe, and the year before that we were in Europe, and it's like, whoa, dude, like that's so cool. Like I've, you know, like I have a memory of things. It lasts for my whole life. I've been making memories you know, I can like sit around and think about them if nothing else, you know, and that's
you
that's
know
pretty
you've
exciting.
done that. Yeah,
But
especially and doing like something awesome that you love, like being able to play in a band and do those things is even better. Like, you know,
yeah,
it's
well,
like
it's so weird. That's
amazing.
the thing. The thing that's really kind of like bumming me out just about the playing, like, there's a lot of things to be bummed out about, but about like shows and stuff is every night I used to dream about, like, some part of my dream was like getting to the show or the festival or whatever, or like
Yeah,
this really weird um like compounds made of all these different houses, and like that
yeah,
where the festival is, and all these weird scenarios, always like where it was just understood like, oh, this is the job today. And it's like I
yeah,
haven't had like a concert or festival dream in like, I don't know, like a month, and it's kind of like, uh-oh, like, you know,
yeah.
like shit, like I have to be doing that to have my,
Oh, you've gone a little. Like, yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
No, it's like
There.
I think it'll be weird, and everyone will have a greater appreciation of like just music and art and musicians and bands and stuff in general when everything comes back around, because it'll
Yeah.
be like, fuck, you know, we knew what it was like when we were not allowed to have any of it.
I
So, you
think
know,
that's
it was back
all.
to
It's
this.
all pretty funny though. Is today they're like, um, in the news, it's like describing the like, just the, what's it called? Not like the most dangerous situation of all is to be
Oh
around
yeah,
singers.
yeah,
Literally,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
like, people singing is the most dangerous, and it's like, if this were any other time in any other like scenario, I'd be like,
yeah,
this is like, you know, they're like, this is a fucking conspiracy. They're trying to keep us from talking, but it's like, they're
yeah,
trying to keep us from blah blah blah. But it's just like, at this point, it's just so funny. It's like, that's the number one biggest, um riskiest place you could be, is around someone singing.
yeah.
That's
Fucking
so
hell.
cool. Like, somehow I've managed to find the job that's like,
Now you're seriously, you're a dangerous animal.
yeah. It's funny. It makes sense, like, almost, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It almost makes sense.
So I was gonna say, how did you guys like come together? Like, I mean, I know obviously, funnily enough, I think before I knew the band, I knew of Larry because
Okay.
he's the brother of Patty,
Yeah.
and you know, and I'm a huge Hole fan,
Cool.
huge. And so of course I knew who Larry was, and then
Yeah.
when the band started, I was like, fucking cool, like,
Yeah.
it's like Patty's brother, like, you know, because like
Well,
I think
Patty was
Patty's
the
like
drummer.
amazing.
In
Oh no, in Whole, yeah, in Whole, but your band I'm talking about
No, I mean, she was our drummer for like the first
for a
year.
little bit.
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
I don't know. I thought that you were gonna say that's how you knew us.
No, I
Yeah.
had no idea she was
She's
drumming in
on
it as well.
Yeah, she's on the first, like, the burger cassette, the
Yeah.
street
Oh, yep,
one.
yep,
She's
yep.
on that one. Yeah.
Amazing. I
Yeah.
had no idea that
Yeah,
she
you
was on
should
it as
listen
well.
to it. It sounds like her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I fucking love Patty, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I love, like, I remember watching like one of the docos or something of hers, and it's like, and where she has her mom and yeah, and Larry and stuff, and I was like, oh, it's Larry, you know, and then
Yeah.
it was really cool and putting it all together with the band
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. So like, how did it all, like, did you know like Patty and Larry already, or?
No, Patty had a baby, and
Mhm.
my sister had a baby, and those babies were friends, B and Micah.
Oh my god, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
And
Only in LA can that
yeah,
happen.
totally. But so they were like, I don't really get that. I think like babies have baby friends and
Hmm.
baby time, and they were like in a little baby crew. And
Yeah.
And my sister, I had just moved here. My sister was like, "Hey, like," because I like took a little bit off of playing music, and she knew I wanted to, but I didn't really know how. Like what was going on here, I wasn't that into.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how I'm ever gonna play. And then and I was telling my best friend, I was like, if I don't find a drummer and a guitar player in a month, I'm out of here. I can't take it. Like this.
Yeah.
Can't take it. And my sister's like, oh yeah, I'm friends with the drummer from Hole, and she, you know, you want me to like give her your number? And I was just like, I don't know, you know, like it just seems so bizarre, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh.
Yeah. Like
And then,
just Patty, just pass it to you.
yeah, totally. And I was just like, yeah. So she finally, I think I talked on the phone with Patty, and she was so cool. But, like we texted, like, you know what I mean, texting, like, and we
Yeah.
showing off. I was showing off texts, you know, like naming bands. Like, yeah, I want my band to sound like this, this, and this. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. And then we met up, and she's like, I'm gonna bring my brother Larry. He plays guitar, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring my friend. She plays Rocky. She plays bass. And then we just met up, and it was like super fun. And it's so weird now, like, and we did it every Friday for like 6 months, and then we recorded. We played like a show, and then we recorded, and it's funny just to think about like not knowing those guys like Patty or Larry, and just bringing in these pretty shitty songs. And be like, all right, here's the song, guys. Here it is. Like, just play it, you know, like kind of like, wow, like that's pretty,
funny.
like ballsy. Like I wouldn't be able to do that now. Like
Yeah,
I don't know what I was thinking. Just like, yeah, this is the song, Patty. This is the song, Larry. And then
you're gonna play it.
Yeah, and then we just did it every Friday for like.
But they obviously dug it because they kept coming back each Friday. So
yeah, well, it was so much fun, and we would like go out to a diner after, and it was like. It just was like Larry and I became best friends right away, and like and there was this burger band that we were obsessed with called Feeding People.
Yeah.
And they had a residency at the Echo, and that's like every Monday the Echo has residencies, and so like we played every Friday. The first month we were first month played every Friday, and then on Monday we went to see this band every Monday, and it was just like girl Jessie Jones, and we were like, she's the best singer in the world, and like we didn't talk that much, like we didn't talk too much, so we were just like best friends, where I was like, you know, and then we just loved this band so much, and then she was in our band. She was like our second singer for a while, and she's on the other record, but yeah, it's like that's how it started. We just did it. And then it became like, oh, we did like one tour with Patty, like a mini tour, and then it was like, oh, like we were like, we're gonna tour a lot, and we needed to get a different like a person that could just be like
tour, can drop things and just tour.
But yeah, it's really crazy. So far, that was like 7 years
ago. It's just like, I mean, maybe I just forgot, but it's like Patty, and it's like, oh, actually, but I mean, fuck, I mean, it's just cool to be like, hey,
well, it wasn't a big deal. Like I was too scared to talk on stage the first year. Like I was super shy, so Patty did all the talking, but we never like took pictures or of us, like no art or nothing of us. I was just like, no, I don't want to. Like, it was I don't want anything. Yeah, too scary. And
I mean, and for someone like Patty, I guess, like, you know, she's coming from Hull. She's come from having like, you know, a front woman who is like, I'll say whatever I want and whenever I want, like not afraid of anything or anyone. So like she was probably just like, you know, cool, I'll step up. Like, you know, it gave her I can say something, like, you know.
She's so funny too. She's been doing a lot of like comedy stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like she would just say the funniest shit, and I would just be like tuning the guitar, like just like. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But so
Yeah, like,
yeah, we know them through babies, and now those babies are almost 10. It's
oh
crazy.
wow.
Yeah.
Shit. So you've got like a physical representation.
Yeah, totally. I don't. Maybe they were 2 or 3. It's weird. I don't remember, but like, yeah. So it's also like their babies. I mean, that's all part of our lives too.
Yeah, yeah, like it's just
We
all
know
like
kids.
interweaved. Yeah.
We know little kids. They're
Yeah.
our friends. We're friends with kids.
We're friends with little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's cool. And I just love like like, I guess it's like you take all those like kind of old school like rock and roll like tropes and stuff, and you play with them in a really fun way, which I like a lot. Like kind of reminds me sometimes when I'm like, have you ever seen that film Switchblade Sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like the vibe I get, like
Yeah,
kind
that's
of.
what it's supposed to be. Is everybody's got to be in a gang. That's
Yeah,
how
and it's like, yeah, like that's really like the vibe that I think of. And then like and you do like, and I love that you use like so much like imagery that's like B grade stuff, and like and all that kind of stuff, like because that's shit that I love as well. And then you put it all together, and it's like it's really cool, like yeah. And like I think, and when at the time you like started, there wasn't a lot of like the like kind of rock, that genre, I guess, particularly with females in it, had kind of died down a bit, like I think.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not,
want to hurt anyone's feelings or anything, but like when we started, like all that there was as far as like girls was like kind of like Kate Bush ripoff bands, which was so not my thing at all. Like I was just like very like theatric.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like so like meaningful, and you know what I mean, just this shit that I was like, I
I'm
just
not
want fucking
connecting with
rock
this.
and roll.
Yeah,
Like,
well, see, I loved. I was always a huge fan of and of the Donners, because they just all they wanted to do was just get out there, fucking rock, and then get drunk, and they'd like, and they'd like die down, like they'd broken up, I think in 2012. So around the time that you guys came out, like there wasn't really any other like band similar that was like, actually rocking. Like it was more like everyone going, like you said, through that phase of like doing meaningful blah like stuff, which it has its place and its time, but like
it's
sometimes
just
sometimes like if you go to a dive bar, that's the last thing you want to fucking listen to, like you just want to go out and you want to have fun and like rock and stuff. Like I have this vivid memory of I'm trying to. Oh, I feel bad if I don't remember the actual band's name now. When you like think of something and you're like, oh yeah, and then you're like, I don't remember who you are.
yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, that's
I don't
cool.
know if you've ever seen them, but there's this. I think I saw them at the. Do you know the Smell?
Oh yeah.
Dirty dive thing, but great.
No,
If the right band's playing, it's great. But like I found as soon as the band finishes, everyone leaves immediately. But yeah, I don't know how many years ago now, but would have been probably 5 or something. There was a rock. There's a band, young band. And so they're called Plague Vendor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
we played with them before.
Oh, Brandon, the singer,
Yeah,
is phenomenal. And when I saw him play this show at the Smell, I had no idea who they were. I'd been dragged there by a bunch of friends, and we were all just going to get wasted. And it was like, and it was for some brand or something, I think. And it was like, no, they're really fucking good. They're like, not a lot of people know them. They're really good. Like the singer's really rad. And I mean, he did like a whole thing that was like next level, like an Iggy Pop performance. Like he was like fucking up on the rafters and climbing things, and like the room was so full. I was like, this is insane. I was like, this is so good. Like, and that was like one of the only like real rocky things. Because like, oh, lost my thing. I think fell over. I'm still here. I didn't die. Yeah, and that was like not like insane, but a different kind of like rock, but maybe punk rocky more.
Yeah.
But like, but that like kind of like really revived me. I was like, ooh, some cool shit's coming. Like it's we're not, you know,
we
like
played with them at this like, I don't know if this is something that happens there, but it's like people always have like kind of fake festivals, like these things that they like kind of are like, oh, we're putting on this festival. This band, and this band has agreed to play. Like, we'll give you this amount of money. Blah 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 blah. And like the rule in the beginning of being a band is just say yes, like to everything. Just say yes.
That's a good rule, because I know so many people who just like are so tight-assy that they never play shows because they're like not enough money, like, and they're not even big, and you think,
there's
what are you
never
doing?
gonna be money. Like it's not, you know, like the more money
and
you
if you're
the more money you need. It's like, oh, okay, cool, we have more money. Like, yeah, but you're on tour. And like, we have more money. Yeah, now you have to stay in a motel. Like it's the same as the real world. Like, but you just gotta say yes. But so we played this festival that didn't exist, kind of thing, where there was like 12 bands, and we were all out there, and it was super cool and super fun and like a really really memorable night. And we have really cool pictures from it, and we met a lot of people. But that's the show we played with Plague Vendor. There was like an outside, it was like a restaurant in the desert, and there was like an outside and then like a like inside stage, and we played like the inside, like the small stage. It was like, but one of those things where you're like, if you go there with any attitude at all, it wouldn't be fun. But if you go there and you're like, oh cool, you know, like that's the thing, is like it's all about you, like, you know, like, but they were super cool and went, you know, and it was a great show. But it could have totally been the kind of thing where you know, like you drive up and you're like, wait, what? Are you kidding?
Yeah, what?
No, man.
Is that like I've always wanted to go, and I've said when I come back to California, I have to go. Is that Pappy and Harriet's?
No, but I'll take you there.
Yeah, I want to go there so badly, like so badly, and I've never had the opportunity each time I've been there. But I've been
it's really close. It's like not. It's like less than 2 hours from here. But no, they don't fuck around. They don't have like bullshit. Like this was like.
Yeah, like just thrown together.
That put it on, because it was like, I don't know, maybe like 15 bands, which I could never do something like that. That's too stressful. But it was like just some. I don't even know. I don't even remember where it is, honestly. It's just, it's one of those things that's super. You're just like, okay, that's crazy. Like, this is just for you, you know. Like a lot of times, like a teenager will set something up, and you're like, that's pretty ballsy. Like, I'll do it just because I respect that you're like even asking, you know. Like I would never have done that as a teenager. Like, sometimes you just say, you're just like, yeah, we'll do it, because it's like, that's cool that you think that this is a good idea, because it's not, you know. But like, I like rewarding people for like, you know, like you got to reward people for their enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is like the most important.
And that's a really common thing, like especially in Europe as well. Like that's super common to be like, right, we're gonna like throw a thing together with like 15. That's common. Like it's not really.
That's
like
what I'm talking about. Like I wouldn't go to that, but I think it's awesome that people. Because I get the idea of like, oh, that's so cool. Like in 5 hours, I can see like 13 bands, and it's like, that's so cool. But like, such a, you know, such a nightmare logistically. But I guess when you go see a show, you're not thinking about like, oh, and then I gotta put my drums, and then I gotta like carry the
yeah. I mean, it's funny you say that, because before COVID, I was working on a lineup of about 12.
Dude, I don't know how
And
to
it
do
was
that.
like all like psych rock. And I can tell you it is logistically fucking hard, and like also hard to like negate the bands and like, you know, put them in order, like, and not offend people by putting them
It's
in order, like, and you
total
know,
hell.
yeah, and like
We've Yeah, I've set up like 2 shows ever, and I think both of them were at the Smell, and like I think I made us open because I was too scared to make the other people open because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. And then people were like,
yeah,
dude, you set up the show, you
you
should put
shouldn't
your
have to
band
be,
in the
yeah,
good slot. And I was like, no, I don't think that's right. Like, I don't want people to feel like I
yeah,
think we're better than. It's like a nightmare. And then
yeah,
just everyone's
yeah,
questions. There's not kind of almost nothing worse than like rock and roll
yeah,
bands, kinda. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah. Well, I kind of, yeah, like it was like there was, you know, there was like bands that were like, fuck yeah, like 100% down. I don't even care if I get 0 cents. You know,
yeah,
and then there was bands that were like, I want bazillion dollars, and
yeah,
I want to be the last slot, you know. And then there
yeah,
was
yeah.
like other people who were like, oh, you know, we don't care just as long as we get enough for this, or like, you know, like, and it was really, it is, it's like really interesting, like to do it, but like it hadn't, you know, it hadn't really been done with the kind of bands that I wanted, and like, you know, there's a lot of like really great like rock and psych rock and like doom bands that have females in them, or that are all female, um, you know, and so I really wanted to have a lineup that actually had a lot more women in it, and whatever. But yeah, in the end it didn't even come to fruition, which, you know, if I was a bazillionaire, I'd be putting on rad shows all the time, but I'm not a bazillionaire, so you have
Not
to
yet.
unfortunately rely on, you know, promoters and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
and and that's the shitty part about music is dealing with promoters, and you know.
it's totally crazy. It's cool. What's cool is, and I think, and the way it's got to be for everything is like countries that care about art and like culture that like give money for that. As much as
Mm,
it sounds silly, like in a way, and I think it's kind of silly. Like it's like when we play like or when we've played like Serbia or somewhere, and they're
mm.
like, we give money for bands to these promoters for bands to play here, and it's like
Yeah, yeah, I
that's
heard
like, oh
someone told me
wow,
this the other
crazy.
day.
That kind of
Yeah,
thing is pretty cool, and it I think it helps everybody, and I think that that's what it takes, because I think like the disparity between bands that um, survive financially and
yeah,
don't is the same as everywhere else in the economy. It's like it's,
yeah.
you know, it's just, it's the same as, it's like not working, you know, it's like none of it's working, so it's like
No,
who's gonna help it? It's like, oh, the people with lots of money. You know, we gotta make
yeah.
those
We
people with
just
lots
need
of
the
money.
people. We just need the people with the right people with lots of money.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like let me win Tats Lotto, and then I will do some good shit. But it's
I
like, you
know.
know, because the problem is like, and Australia has a massive problem with promoters, like a big massive problem where like we've had promoter after promoter just fall to the ground because they've been either fucking bands over or like whatever.
Yeah,
So, you know, and it's a tough like environment. Like it's really hard to get shit going, especially because how far away we are. And
yeah,
like, so trying to convince a promoter to bring bands that aren't like huge, you know,
yeah,
like to try and convince them to bring bands over, and you know, especially if there's more than like 3 people in a band,
yeah.
it's fucking
Well,
hard. Like,
yeah, totally.
you
People
know,
keep,
'cause
people ask us like for like where it's like a package. It's like you and 2 other bands come over and tour with this one band that's here, and it's like, okay. I think it's super cool. I just think it's really, and I totally want to. And I want to so bad that I even want to, even though you have to like take planes in between every show, which is like,
in
I'm,
Oz, you mean?
yeah,
Oh yeah, do it. the planes
Yeah.
are like an hour.
I know. I'm so
They're
scared.
so quick. You just
Yeah.
like you seriously, you put your shit in there, you sit in the seat, you have a drink, and you're getting off. Like
Yeah.
it's so easy.
No, I'm totally down.
If you're getting like if they're flying you just to the different states, then that's a good deal. Like that's a legit deal, because a lot of promoters will be like, oh no, we're driving here and here and here, and you're
Really?
like, like, because that adds days to this, you know, it adds days and stuff to the thing. It drags everything out, and it's tough. Like it's tough, I think, for an American, like, or anyone really, but like America, like, and people coming from Europe and stuff to come over here and then have to drive 8 hours
I
straight.
can't imagine
like,
how.
you
Yeah,
know,
like people from Europe are probably like, "What the fuck?"
yeah,
Like,
it's like you want me to drive. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go here. It's gonna be 8 hours. We're gonna go there. That's 12. Suck it up and sit there and shut up. Like it's yeah. So like, you know, some bands get stuck, yeah, having to do the van thing, and but I wouldn't wish that. Like a local band, yeah, I can totally understand. Even I mean, even local bands put money together to fly, but
yeah.
like, but if you have to go in a van, it's like, oh, you know.
Is it like like desert in between all the cities, or is that just in the
Pretty
south?
much all.
Just it's desert in between
It's just
everywhere.
dead, nothing. There's nothing to see.
No,
You just see like, I don't know, like, you know, in like I don't know, like Friday the 13th movies where like they're driving to the campsite and they see that one shop with the weirdo that's there. It's like that's what you'll see.
but
You'll
is
see
there like mountains or like
not mountains, like I mean maybe on South Australian side you might see mountains, but mostly it's just flat land.
is it like cactus or like what's it?
No, not massive cactus. It's really more like, yeah, it's mostly a lot of flat dirt and like maybe it's really like not enjoyable. I can tell you, like
Dang.
there's not a lot of amazing things to see, but I mean, but you'll see fuck off crazy massive lizards and shit.
Wow.
Emus, you'll see kangaroos, all of that shit, because you like when you're driving through like the middle of nowhere, like here it really is the middle of nowhere. It's like, have you seen Wolf Creek?
Mm-mm.
Oh god, watch Wolf Creek.
Okay.
It's a horror movie, and
Cool.
it's a horror movie, but it really happened. And that's like the middle of nowhere. So it's like,
Okay.
you know, so like basically there's places where you can drive and you could just get out of the car and like, I don't know, fall over and faint and no one will find you ever again. And like, you know, like that's just the end. But yeah, like basically like Wolf Creek is like based around like there was this guy in Australia, Ivan Milat, who was like basically like lived in the middle of nowhere in the desert, like in between cities, and he would kidnap like backpackers and stuff that were like, you know, driving around in vans or like whatever. And yeah, so he was like a serial killer, and he would take them all. And yeah, no one had ever known like for ages that they were missing, because their parents thought they were, you know, they were backpacking around Australia for like whatever.
Yeah.
So a year later, the missing notice would come out or whatever, you know. And yeah, but that's like it's a real story. So like they've dramatized it a bit. I mean, they made like a Wolf Creek 2, and I think they're making a 3. But Wolf Creek, the original one, is, and they made a TV show too. But
Cool.
the number one, yeah, like if you watch that, you just look at the nothingness. It's just like nothing. There's like, you know, you'll see like lots of shrubs and, you know, trees and cows and you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like and then you'll just have desert for a while, and then nothing. Like, and there's even like there's parts like when I used to drive home to my hometown, like, you know, there's like parts where there's no phone for like a good 2-3 hours, just not And you're like,
2-3 hours?
sweet. Yeah, and you're like, I hope I don't run out of like petrol or like something really fucked happens, because I'm just gonna have to sit here until someone comes. So like, you know,
Oh yeah, can I ask you a question? This is
I love
pretty
this.
important.
It's like,
Yeah, sorry, but so okay. So when you're going up or downstairs,
yeah.
like, do you go on the left side?
Oh
Like,
yeah, this is a thing. Is this
yeah.
like because of escalators?
No, it's cause no, well,
Because I
cause you
got
guys,
yelled at. I got
we
yelled
drive,
at
we
in
drive on the other
England.
side of the street than
Yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah.
and same with England. And um, when we were there, I noticed that people go up and down the stairs on the same way we drive. Like they go on the right. And I was like, that must be awful confusing. Like when you drive, you go on the
No,
left.
yeah, they do that. Yeah, because when you go on an escalator, like or you know whatever in UK,
Yeah,
my friend would always be like my British friends would always be pushing me the other side because people would get really angry because
yeah,
it's like here it's like stay left.
right,
Stay on the left
correct.
and
Yeah,
you overtake if you're gonna go on the right when you're
yeah,
walking up when you're on
that's the
escalators and stuff.
opposite of us. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that
yeah,
is,
you stay to the left and the fast people go zoom
yeah,
up
because
the right side.
I asked someone last time we were in England, and they were just like, got kind of like, like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, seriously? Because, like, we drive on different sides. Don't you think we should stand on different sides? And they were just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like,
No, as soon as I moved there, I was getting told off all the time. Like people were pushing me to this, and I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. And it
yeah.
was like, you are on the wrong, like this is the side, like
But
you know. And I
that's
was
the
like,
same as
whoa,
you.
it's
Like,
very
but
serious.
Australia's the same. Like, you guys
Yeah,
drive on the
you
left side.
stay, yeah. So it's like we're opposite, yeah. Driving wise, we're opposite to you,
Yeah.
but on
And
stairs,
walking.
on stairs and escalators and walking, it's
Yeah.
always stand to the left and let
Yeah.
the
Oh,
fasting people go on
interesting.
the right. Mm.
I wonder how that, like, affects, like, neural, like, passageways, if at all. You know
I
what
don't
I
know.
mean?
It took me ages to learn to stay on the right because I was like, it's wrong. Why am I standing on the right? Like I'm in the way. Like you stand to the left.
Yeah.
So you know, so it would always
Yeah.
confuse me. My body would automatically go to the left,
So
and then
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then then everyone would be like telling me like, Renee, moving me out of the way and stuff because business people would be getting all cranky behind me because I'm like they can't overtake.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, sorry.
The most important thing is to be quick.
Oh
You know?
yeah. It's like gotta go. And the funniest thing is like on an escalator though, it's already moving, man.
Yeah.
Chill and like just stand and let it go.
Yeah.
Unless someone's
relax.
on fire or someone's dying, you don't need to run. Like like it's just like just chill, just walk.
You want to know something pretty far out?
What's that?
So all around the city, all around Los Angeles, like, and there's a bunch of different cities in Los Angeles. Like Los Angeles is a county, and in a bunch of the different cities, there's these signs that they put up. Like on crosswalks, there's a button you could press to the light change. They put signs up on all of the crosswalks that's like, don't touch the button. Like, just wait for the light to change because of like coronavirus. But it's like somebody was like, all right, you guys, we gotta make signs. We gotta make millions of them, put them everywhere. Like, make sure people don't touch these things. Like, which is so weird because like it's not even like that big of a deal. Also,
everywhere I was in LA, this is the funniest thing. I would get to the lights. Do you know how many times I missed the light? I'd just be standing there and then be like, what?
Yeah.
Shit, I've missed 2 lights. How did I miss that? Because they don't make a fucking noise.
Oh yeah, totally.
What the fuck? What about like blind people? Come on. Like all of ours go tick, 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 Like,
Yeah.
and they don't work if you don't touch the button.
Yeah.
So you have to like hit the button,
Yeah.
and then when it's time to go, it goes tick 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 tick, you know, like as well as the green like hand.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
like
mellow. Yeah,
it'll make like the noise so that you can go. And I remember like seriously being on like Santa Monica Boulevard and like standing there and missing the lights like 3 times just because I was like looking around, just waiting for the noise.
That's so funny because we whenever we're anywhere else, we're like, man, that guy is so intense. Like he's like because it's like the Europe like walk guy. Like we've not been to Australia, so I don't know what that looks like. But like the it's time to walk. Like he's like skanking kind of, you know, like in Europe he's like dancing funny. And then
I wonder what ours is. I've never thought about it.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. I've never figured it out at all in
Oh my god, jaywalking, yes. We have actual crossings that are like you cross like that.
Whoa.
Like that you cross on a diagonal. You're allowed to cross.
I thought that was just like in Japan.
No, we only have a couple, but yeah, and then the rest is jaywalking. But yeah,
so
like,
it's
no one ever like, you know.
I got a jaywalking ticket. I got a jaywalking
It's the most stupid ticket to get.
Yeah, in New Jersey, in what's it called? Atlantic City. I never paid it. I was like, I'm not paying this. It's just not like
it's not even my state.
Happen.
yeah.
And I was like holding a drink from a casino, and the guy was like, I could give you a ticket for that too. And I was like, and I just poured it out, and then I just got the jaywalking ticket, but I never paid it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, ours is like the, you know, green like walking man.
Okay.
and then the like dead guy kind of red guy.
Like really startled, like
he's like, I'm
frozen
dead.
in place. That's cool.
Like, yeah, we don't have the ones that say like don't walk or like anything. It's just it's Mr. like arms out dead red guy, or the or the I'm going for a walk green guy.
Yeah.
Good to know. It was weird. But yeah, we have the noise, so even if you can't see them, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first thing I was like, I didn't even think about why we had the noise, and then until I was in LA and realized you don't have the noise, and I was thinking, we probably have the noise for blind people.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Like, and like, but yeah, it was funny because it was that was the first trip I think I'd ever gone to LA, and obviously it was so ingrained in me. Yeah, so I just stood there for three lots of lights. I just stood there like a maniac. Everyone around, like sitting around and stuff, must have thought I was like high as a kite or something.
Yeah.
Because I was just still standing there at the lights like an idiot.
It's cool though to know that that worked. You know what I mean? Like you were waiting for, like, now you know that you're waiting for the sounds. Like you don't even care what it looks like. You're just all about the sound.
Yeah. And I think some of the places, like I think Germany, I don't think they had sounds as like it. I don't think they did. I don't think anywhere very many places have sounds. Like I just ended up getting used to you have to pay attention to actually.
It's a drag.
Or like shit, everyone else is walking. I guess we're walking. Like,
Are you gonna do anything fun tonight?
What's tonight? Tonight it's a Thursday. I don't know. No, I don't know. I was gonna I think tonight I was gonna be like a horror night. Maybe have a drink.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, what time is it there again?
It's 4:45. So it's 4:45. It's p.m. afternoon. So. But then tomorrow I'm doing another one of these tomorrow.
Cool.
So tomorrow I'm doing King Dude. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And let me check that that's right. I'm so bad with dates at the moment. No, King Dude is on the 19th. So that is whatever. I'm so bad with days and like whatever's going on at the moment. It's like whatever my phone says is like life at the moment. Yeah, so it's a day ahead. So I've got to remember that, like, so it will be
right.
It'll be Friday for him, but it'll be Saturday for me. Yeah. So
it's
yeah,
not even. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's really like confusing.
Yeah, that's why I've like got this whole thing written out, because it's like I've got to switch things around.
You're really
like,
good at it.
Like trying to get the timings right. Like, so yeah, like King Dude is Friday American time, Saturday Australian time, and then Saturday, which I haven't announced yet, but the people who are listening are going to find out now anyway. Yeah, Saturday is Justin Pearson from
oh, cool.
and he's in Dead Cross, Mike Patton, and blah blah blah, and Locust and stuff. So he's doing he will be Sunday Australia, Saturday America. It's so crazy to think about it. And then I've got a Burlington one coming up after that. Yeah, and like a few more. So yeah, they're kind of like.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Everyone in. Oh, it's just like fun. Like it's it's like a good way to like just connect with people and get people like to connect with the with the bands and people that they like and stuff, and just see them in a different way. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. It's like as much as, well, just so you know, at least for me, is like I didn't have anything going on that was like a specific date. Like the projects and things that I'm doing are just like, doesn't really matter. It's like it's just that's what I do anyways. But like this gave like distinction for me between like days, which it really, if you think about it, is cool and bizarre.
That, you're like
time doesn't exist, but it was like it was like a big deal for me to have this, and like it set context for my day, and like I don't know, I think it's really cool. It's like I'm a human that's used to tour. I do every other month, and this is the longest I've gone without that, and like that's something where every minute is accounted for. So it's like doing this is really cool, and thank you, because like not having any context for what I do during the day except for like walk the dog in the morning. Vaguely, like for the last like 4 days or 2 days or some amount, I've been like, oh shit, it's 6, I haven't eaten yet, and then I look at the dog, I'm like, oh, I gotta feed you. It's just like, which isn't that weird, but when there is something like today where it was like, this meant a lot, it was like for 2 days before, it was like, okay, I gotta do that, don't fuck up, like, but also having said that,
but I was doing the same thing. I'm like, don't fuck up, we got this thing.
But having said that, 5 minutes before, I was like, oh, I'm gonna try my computer now. Like, I totally could have tried that any other time,
It's totally fine. It was funny. I had like an Australian rock like legend on, and and I was just making jokes. I was like, don't worry guys, he's 55, he doesn't know how to use Instagram, this is his first time he's ever done a live video chat thing ever, so we're just gonna have to be like really kind here. Give him a minute to figure it out. But like, it was really cool, and like, everyone's been really rad and just like really cool and happy to chat and stuff, and like,
it's super cool. Like, I think that this is, it's like scary kind of, which is also cool, because it's if you're used to having a lot of like feelings like that, and then it goes away, it's kind of confusing. But to be like, okay, I gotta be here this time to do the scary thing, with like this person I kind of know and like feel like is my friend, but like, you know, like don't really know, like, you know, it's just, it's cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate it a lot.
No, it's
You
awesome, and
should talk to Pat.
I'm glad you were able to do it, and you were down to do it. Like, it's been really good. Like, I mean, you know, like a lot of people have. It's funny. A lot of people are really scared, like, and me included.
Yeah.
Petrified of talking and also being on video. So this has been like a really big thing for me as well, because it's like, oh my god, I'm putting myself there. People can write really mean things and, you know, whatever. And I
Yeah.
just, you know, and it's like, like, you know, but yeah, like it's pushing my own boundaries as well, because I'm not used to like, you know, like I'll do things through words and like other things, but actually talking and being on video is scary.
It's
And
like, totally, yeah. And it's funny because people that comment on stuff, it's like instantly after I say a word, I forget what I said. So like when people kind of sometimes comment like on something you just said, you're like, what? What does that mean? What are they saying? And then you're like,
yeah, you're like,
oh, it's what I just, you know, like, this is bizarre for sure, but it's cool. Like, it's cool to still have something new to like or something,
and stuff.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, that doesn't, at least we don't have to like edit this, you know what I mean?
So
this
is the thing I said to everyone. I'm like, there's no editing on any of this. Like, when we go live, we go live. And I was
like,
like,
if you're like, okay, can you watch this and just let me know, like, we gotta make this like 10 minutes, I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. Like,
no. Like, I think for like maybe like one or two people, like where I knew there was maybe going to be questions about something, like we'd spoken about it beforehand and said like, how do you want to deal with this, you know, if someone's asked this particular question, which is like, you know, what do you want to do? Should we just pretend and go over it, or do you want to actually talk about it, or whatever, you know? There's only been like maybe two people that we've had that conversation. It's like, you know, I was like, Brody was going to come on, which would have been amazing, but yeah, things are, you know, really busy, and she's looking after the kids and it's a nightmare, so, you know, she's not on there. So I was trying to convince Tony to come on instead, but I think they're gonna do something later down the line.
Cool.
When they finish the record.
Right now isn't it's like, it's crazy, like, straight up. That's
it's like everyone's everywhere, and like, yeah, and like it's amazing that like people who have come out, like who don't do like video, like I spoke to Linnea Olsen the other day, who is an awesome female rock, like, you know, singer, guitarist, and she doesn't do any video or audio or anything ever. She doesn't even use Instagram or Facebook or anything. So, you know, I had to do everything through her partner to arrange it. And she was like super like, this is so new to me. We have to do a pretend one. And like, you know, and it's been really cool. Like, and it's, you know, there's been people on like that, just don't do this sort of stuff. Like, and it's brand new to them, and they're just as petrified as I am. So it makes it even better. And I guess because there's that that kind of knowledge of having a connection, like is made it easier for everybody to be able to like do it. It's like, we don't have to talk about like sit and talk about gear for 5 hours, or, you know, or like what this and that. Like, we can talk about whatever you want, like, you know. It's like, it's and I think that's cool. But like, just getting cool people, like rad musicians and rad people that I like, you know, to come in on board has been such good fun. And I'm just trying to get other people on that are not just in music as well, like, so it's been a fun thing for me, just to make me get out of bed each day and do something, you know, because otherwise I'm the same. Like, I'm just like, I'll go for, you know, what am I going to do? Like, just walk around and
like stare at the wall. It's funny, like one of like this person we're super into, such a huge fan of, like, had us like did an interview with us, and before we did it for like a couple weeks, he kept on saying like, "Do you have a webcam?" And I was like, "What the
Oh
fuck are you
gosh, next
talking
level
about?"
webcam. No.
Well, I was just like, "What does that even mean?" And I was like calling people and be like, "What the fuck is a webcam?" Like, I was like, "Is that shit?" Like, cause I thought of it as like the thing
like
in
the little bowl.
yeah, like in movies, like we're like, "Oh, I didn't turn off my webcam, so like
Yeah.
they saw," you know. So I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, and then I was like, "He's pranking me. There's no way that he really
means an
wants to
actual
interview
webcam.
us." Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just like, I didn't get it. And then like when I was trying to set it up on the computer, like a day before or whatever, like just to make sure, like I was so serious about it. And then someone's like, a webcam just means like, does your computer
You
have
the yeah.
and
Does
I
it
was
have
like,
the?
what? Are you sure? Like, cause I wrote him, I
Because
was like,
no one says that anymore. No one says,
I
"Do you
know,
have a
but
web?" Because they just come with a webcam now.
totally. I wrote
So
him, I
I
was
would
like,
have done the same thing. I would have been like, "Do they mean like the fucking ball that sits on top of the
I
computer?"
know, but it's just like the like weird area of like trying to be cool and be like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
know, like maybe I have one or I can find one, and like he's probably like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, do you have one or not? You know, like just funny. But yeah,
Oh god. But yeah,
yeah,
it's been super duper fun. Because we've been here forever and just
yeah,
chatting away, chatting away, chatting away.
yeah. I have to pee really bad.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's a pee coming on.
Yeah. Well, I love you so much. Thanks so much for letting me.
Yeah, back at you, back at you. Thank you so much
Let's
for
talk
coming and
again.
sharing and
Let's
just
talk
having fun.
like without Instagram.
What's it? Yeah, totes.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we got to talk, you know.
Yeah,
Crazy that
definitely.
it's
Yeah, and send me the dream thing, and I'll send you the
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, and I'll send you
And
oh
in a
yeah,
minute, like
Rollins
Facebook
getting
Messenger is
down
gonna
to
blow
Egypt.
up.
It's crazy. I'm gonna send you that. Well, I love
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
love you, and I hope you have a good night, the rest of
Yeah.
your night, and yeah, it's awesome. Thank you so much again for coming and having a little chitty chat, even if
Yeah.
it is about whatever's going. we went through a lot of wormholes, but it was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Bye. And
Bye.
I'll just let everyone know that this will all go on my profile so it can be watched, and it will be uploaded to YouTube later as well.
No
So,
way.
yeah.
Cool.
Way. Okay. Bye.